Am I live? Yeah, okay. I'm live. I'm sorry, y'all. I apologize for my internet. It's crazy over here. It is absolutely not. I just wanted to jump back on and finish what I was saying to y'all. Thank you for being patient with me. I want to really get into the meat and the potatoes of the boundaries that we should have over our lives, right? And again, I also want to talk about my upcoming workshop. It's primarily for women, but men have been buying tickets to the event as well. And the tickets are going fast. I would love for y'all to come and be a part of it. I only have so much room, but I want to sell it out. I want to sell it out. So I really hope that y'all come. Some of the things that we're going to be talking about is our power, the journey, the need for healing. Step into your healing while honoring who you are. We're also going to be talking about celebrating and honoring our power and our legacy. It is important. The Bible says in Proverbs 4 and 23, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. That's not just a cute quote. That's a command to protect the very core of who you are. Your heart is where your faith lives. Your purpose is planted, and your identity is rooted. And if you don't guard it, you'll end up giving pieces of yourself to people, places, and patterns that God never assigned to you. Right? It is vitally important that we understand who we are. It is vitally important that we understand who we are in Christ, right? And when you understand who you are and you begin to understand your worth and your value, you'll understand the need to have boundaries. Everybody everywhere hates when other people set up boundaries, but I promise you, it's a way to weed out people who are not in alignment with you. So the moment that you begin to honor yourself and set up boundaries, is the better off you're going to be. Again, y'all, I go live on TikTok tonight at 6:30. I will be on from 6:30 to 8. I hope y'all watch me because this is going all the way down. I love them TikTok streets. But I'm saying this again because I think that it is so vitally important that when you set up boundaries, you're saying, I want this relationship to last. I want my relationship with my potential partner to last. I want my relationship that I'm in with your husband or your wife. I want that to last. I want my friendships to last. And if you have a friendship, if there's somebody in your life that you really, really care about, or they just came into your life, then if you set up boundaries, that's a surefire way. I see you watching. Say hello, say hello. If you set up boundaries, it's a surefire way of telling the person that I want this relationship to work. So I'm going to tell you in advance what I need and what I want in relationships. And you don't have to label it straight out. You don't have to have a title for it straight out. But what you can do, and this is real talk, what you can do is when something is amiss, you could say, no, that doesn't work for me, sweetheart. I don't like it. Hey, Tara, how are you? And if a person loves you, I love you, sister. I love you. I miss you too. You got to get back on the prayer call with us at 7:30, right? AM for all of those that don't know. But when you set up boundaries, you are literally saying to somebody, I love you so much and I want you to be in my life so much that I'm going to draw a line in the sand, and we need to get along, right? We need to make this work. That's what you're saying when you set up boundaries. And anybody that is not in alignment with those boundaries that you have set, I'm trying to share this into my group. Hold on. Anybody who's not in alignment with them, you know automatically that they're not the person that should be in your life. And if they're working on, okay, well, I won't do that. If they know that it's something that bothers you, it protects the relationship. A lot of people don't want to hear this. And I'm so serious about this. A lot of people don't want to hear it. But the reality is it doesn't matter. They're not the one for you. They're not supposed to be in your life, and they're violating the very relationship that you have. And I know there's a lot of people that don't set up boundaries up boundaries for fear of losing the other person. But the reality is you're going to eventually lose them anyway if you don't have boundaries set up. Because you're going to get tired. You're going to get tired of giving. You're going to get tired of being violated. You're going to get tired of, so if you don't tell people that there are boundaries, if you don't share with them, Tara, am I going in and out? I don't know if you're still watching, but is the video going in and out? Because I'm trying to pay attention, and because I had to shut it down. I was doing the live and I had to shut it down and reroute my router. So I'm not 100% sure if it's going in and out. Somebody watching, please let me know if it's going in and out, because that was a problem before. But when you say, listen, I need you to love me. I need you to treat me a certain way. I need you to do X, Y, and Z. And you see that the person is violating what you said you needed. You will immediately know if that person is for you or not. I'm being honest, because it's lagging slightly. Okay. Thanks, Tara. Thank you for telling me that, baby. I tried to reset this router. This thing is driving me crazy, but not so much. Before it was going in and out. I'm going to have to call my internet provider and get them to do a test, because it's not operating the way that it should. But with that being said, if you want your relationships to work, you have to be honest about how you feel, because at some point later on in the relationship, it's going to cause a problem. Because if you're not being honest about how it is that you really feel, and they think that they could do or say anything that they want to do and say in the confines of your relationship, what they're doing is they're disrespecting how you feel. If you don't tell them, how do they know? If you just want to be so much of a friend that you will violate who you are and not honor who you are, it's not their fault. Because people only give us what we tell them to give us. Everybody wasn't raised the same. And sometimes we find ourselves getting involved with people who will violate us over and over and over again, because we haven't opened up our mouths, because we haven't stood 10 toes down in our truth. Right? And so that then becomes a problem. And it's not necessarily because they don't want to treat you right. It's because you haven't said what you need in order to feel loved, cared for, right? And when you set up boundaries and somebody crosses those boundaries, you know almost immediately whether that person is for you if you don't overlook what you need. That's why clarity in our minds takes us to a different level where we make better choices and better decisions for ourselves. And everybody doesn't really get this because we think we're going to hurt somebody else. In the long run, we end up hurting ourselves. That's why we have to be clear. That's why we have to stand on what our truth is. And if you're always operating in love and pouring into everybody else, but nobody is pouring into you, that's not good. That doesn't work. You have to be of the mindset. Let me share this in my group. You have to be in the mindset that I want more. I want better. I want this for my life, and I'm not going to let anybody violate what I need for me. That's what setting up boundaries does. It helps you to be better. It helps you to be a better friend. It helps you to be better in your walk with Christ. You're saying, God, I'm beginning to see myself the way that you see me. And there will be times when you need to be away from everybody, when you need to retreat, when you need to have a moment for yourself. You don't need to explain everything to everybody, but you do need to have your boundaries set up. And here's the thing that I think most of us don't understand, and this is real talk. Most of us don't understand. Most of us don't understand that boundaries are not rejection to them. You're not rejecting people. You're saying that if you're going to be in my life, this is a requirement. This is what I need, right? Boundaries are also protection for you. Just because you set a boundary doesn't mean you're rejecting someone. It means you're protecting what God has called you to do, to steward, to be over. When you set up boundaries, it means it also includes your peace, your mental health, your time, your emotional energy, and the assignment that God has given you. That's why we have to guard our hearts. Some of us have been trained that in order to be a good person, it means being available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and like we're gonna get a badge of honor for us being burnt out. We need to set up boundaries, and we also need to rest, and we also need to detach from people who are not being what they are called to be to us. Like, there are some practical applications of setting boundaries. There are some practical ways to do that. The first is getting clear on what you want and what you need. It is letting your yes be yes and your no be no. And if being around people, let me say it this way, if being around people causes you your peace, it is too expensive of a price to pay. You don't need that. You don't need to feel drained every time you deal with people. It's not an alignment. It's an obligation to you. You know, you can use gentle but direct language. You could tell people, listen, I love you, but I can't commit to that. Or you could say, I'm not available for that right now, right? And mean it. And another thing is, you know how people are always trying to get you to do something? You know, I'm so serious. People call me all the time and they say, Kim, you got such a great following. So many people follow you. Can you get involved with, MLM company? I'm all down for MLM. I love it. But I can't do that right now. Why? Because I have to focus on what the assignment that God has given me. I have to focus on the assignment that God has given me, right? So I can't always do everything that everybody asks me. And the more clarity I gain around what's for me being for me, the more clarity I gain, the less I'm likely to end up dealing with people that I have no business dealing with. And that's the truth. We have to be honest, though. You have to be honest. You have to have clarity around what you want and what you need. I say this all the time because I believe that your healing is tied to you having clarity. That there is a fine line. Let me put this in. There's a fine line between being utilized versus being used. Yeah, a very fine line. A very fine line. It's a very fine line, Tara. It really is. And everybody, like, you have to define that for yourself. There are certain people that I do things for. Like, y'all know I'm a homebody. Anybody that know me know I'm a homebody. I love to be in the house. I love my own company. But I have some friends in my circle who, of course, I'm going to be there for them. Of course, if they call me and they need me, I'm right there. I'll do anything. I will move the mountain for you. If you need something, I got your back, right? But not at the expense, not at the expense of my own health, of my own clarity. So sometimes I have to tell people, no, I can't do that. And I love you, but I can't. I love you, but that part I cannot do, right? And I'm being honest, and I'll be so clear about what it is that I want and need for my life that when I say that, I don't feel any guilt about it. I don't feel convicted. I don't feel bad about saying no because I have clarity around what I need to do. The other thing is, you are not responsible for how people respond to your boundaries. You are responsible for honoring and protecting your heart according to the will and the word of God, period. What you need to do for you. And you don't have to apologize for protecting your peace. You don't have to apologize for being who you are. it doesn't make you mean or distant or selfish, because the thing is that if you're maturing and you realize that not setting boundaries doesn't work for you, right? Because you've been trying to do everything that you could possibly do to help everybody else, but nobody respects your. Listen, it means you're growing up. You're beginning to realize, like, listen, I've got to do this a little bit differently. You have to use your discernment. People ask me to come to different functions and stuff like that, and sometimes I don't feel good, so I can't go. But sometimes I don't go because I'm discerning in my spirit that's not where I need to be. And I'm being led spiritually to do certain things, and other times I'm not being led to do it. And I have to make sure that I honor what I need for myself. I don't have to prove anything to anybody, and neither do you. You can't continue to overgive, overextend, and overfunction for people, and then you're exhausted, burnt out, don't feel good, not feeling enough. And they don't even know that you feel like that. They really, really do not even understand. Why? Because they didn't have their boundaries set up. They didn't have what they needed set up in their lives, right? And if you don't have any boundaries, they're going to do whatever it is that they want to do to you. The one thing I'm realizing and recognizing is that my peace is sacred. I have to guard it, right? And you saying no to someone is a form of honoring yourself. You don't even, sometimes we be pouring and we don't even have enough in our cup to give to anybody else. So it is vitally important that we honor who we are and where we are, right? I really want you all to come out to my workshop. It's going to be amazing. Again, it's May the 10th. It is at the Plattewish Park Catering Hall. Right? We're going to be celebrating and honoring your power, your legacy. I'm going to actually be giving the steps to your healing while honoring who you are and talking about the need to heal, right? But there is so much power in who we are when we operate in our power and in our strength. We don't always operate in it, and we get very upset. Hi, Victoria. I see you, baby. How are you? What is this? Let me see. Oh, okay. Yes. How are you, sweetheart? I see you. How are you? There is so much power in finally honoring yourself. And I'm realizing that every single day. There is so much power in me speaking my truth and standing in it. And I don't think that people understand. I didn't always understand. If I could be honest, I didn't always understand. I thought maybe eventually they're going to get it. No, they don't eventually get it. They don't get it unless I say. When I begin to tell people, listen, baby, this not working for me. I'm well over healing in my truth. I know that's right. I know that's right. Like I'm constantly, Victoria, I am constantly working on myself, day in and day out. There's a few things that like boggle my mind. There's a few things that boggle my mind. There really is. I sit and I sometimes go through my own little thing, but I'm constantly working on, Kim, what can you do better? Kim, like, is that a trigger? Are you triggered because of something in your childhood? Like, I ask myself these questions. Like, what, Kim, why would you tolerate that? Does that honor you? And it's like a wash, rinse, and repeat, because with the different people that you meet as you go along in your life, you then begin to stand 10 toes down in your truth. But you have to ask yourself. You literally have to ask yourself sometimes, is this honoring me? Wait a minute, what am I doing? Wait, that kind of snuck in. No, that's not acceptable. And I go back and I'm like, no. I have to, let me just say this to you, because I've had to call people out. I will, listen, I'm not playing anymore. And I guess that I've reached a certain age in my life where I'm calling people out on their mess. I'm not tolerating it. I'm sorry. Not sorry. Like, if we're going to be friends and it's going to have to be reciprocated, that's how I got to give it up. Because I know how hard I go for people. I know how much I love people. And it doesn't matter whether it's your friends, your family, or a potential love interest, or you in a relationship. Set up your boundaries so your relationship can survive. You want your relationship to survive? Then tell people what's really on your heart so that nothing is left to chance. We have to work on us, but I thank you. I watch and listen to so many of your videos and Healing Unapologetic. Yes, thank you so much, Victoria. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Because I think that it's important. Like, we have to get to the point where we want to heal. Because I'm going to tell you something. You know what the other side of this is? For me, what it was for me, I was in a very dark place and I wouldn't let anybody into my life. Because I was just feeling like, Kim, everybody's crazy and everybody gonna hurt you. That's not true. That is not true. And every day that I stayed in that dark place, I wasn't living my life full out. Every day that I let what somebody else did to me control what I'm gonna do next is me not living full out. It's me hiding parts of myself for fear that I'll get hurt again. No, there are a group of people that are around you that mean you well, so will support you, encourage you, love on you, be there for you. Even if they can't physically be in the building, they will have your back, right? There were people, my friends, when my mom passed away, Lord have mercy, that came from all over the country to be here. Meaning Ohio. They were coming from Ohio. People were coming from Georgia. People was coming from all over to be here for me. And they can't always be here for everything that I do. Hey, Keish, I see you, baby. I love you, little sis. I love you. Right? But what happens is that when we don't have boundaries set up, people think that they can do anything and everything. No, I have some amazing people in my life who understand who I am and they know. But then there's other people that you can sometimes meet that don't know. And so I'm going to be gracious and kind to those and let them know up front that if this relationship is going to work, then these are some of the things that have to be put in place in order for the relationship to work. It's not going to work any other way because I'm being honest and upfront about how I feel and what I need. Right. Yep, Keish. Yep. Must set boundaries. Absolutely. That's right. Because people don't always know. They don't always know. And so to be fair and to help the relationship flourish, let me just tell you how I'm not going to have relationships that are not reciprocable. I'm not. I love you and I'll help you as much as I can. I'll pour into you as much as I know how to pour into you. Right? But I also need for you to understand it can't be one-sided. If it's one-sided, it's out of alignment. Exactly, Keish. You teach people how to treat you. We can't, like, if every time I'm climbing mountains for you, right? But you won't jump over a puddle for me. There's a problem in that. And you need a relationship that pours into you in the same way that you pour into it. And a lot of people don't understand. And then you walk away and you be angry and you're saying, I gave you the best of myself. Wait. That's the key word. I've given you the best of myself. And if you see that the relationship is not reciprocable, why are you continuing to pour? And I'm not a person that's I left them one side of it. Keish, that's okay. Oh God, my thing is blanking out. Internet people and tell them to fix my line because this is crazy. But it's the truth. Like, why am I? Why are you doing that? And you end up so empty and unfull. Like there's a void, there's a deficit in you because you didn't speak your truth. So I know sometimes it might seem like maybe I'm being a little mean. I don't mean it to be mean. I'm just speaking the truth. I don't want to hurt anybody. I'm just not going to let you hurt me. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not. And I love you and I want the best for you and all of that. But I'm just not going to let you do it to me. Not. And so set up your boundaries. Be who God told you to be. Stop playing games and acting like everybody is supposed to know how to treat you. Some people don't even know how to treat themselves. Sometimes you got to love them past that. And sometimes that means loving them also from a distance. And I hate to say it like that, but that's what it requires. If protecting myself means I'm well, damn it, I'm what you say, Keith? That's exactly right. That's exactly right. I am not settling for foolishness anymore. And I know, sometimes I feel like, Kim, they don't know no better. Treat them good anyway. And I do. And I do. I treat people with such love and kindness, even in spite of sometimes what I see. But I also back up, right? But if they need me, I'm going to help them because that's who I am. I'm not going to stop being who I am, right? And I'm not going to hate them for being who they are. I'm just going to reconfigure my life so that it works for me, because I'm not meant to be anybody's doormat, and neither are you. But when you don't speak your truth, you're saying, do whatever you want to do to me. Do whatever you want. And that's garbage. That's garbage. It's not going to work. It doesn't ever work, actually. Because at some point you get burnt out and you get tired and you're like, why don't you get it? It's not why don't they get it, it's why didn't you get it? Do you understand? The shift and the change needs to come from within you. It has to come from within you. And that's why I'm doing this whole workshop on May the 10th. It's going to be absolutely amazing. It is from 12 to 4. It is going to be a beautiful luncheon with some amazing people that are going to be a part of it, both men and women. Even though it's for women, the brothers already started buying their tickets. I am grateful. And I told the brothers, if y'all come, it's going to be a lot of women working on their healing. And because you're working on your healing too, it's a good place to meet somebody wonderful and amazing. And I really mean that. It's a good place to be, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, because we all want to grow and get better. That's what we want to do. Right. Y'all come join me. I'm going to be on TikTok at 6:30, from 6:30 to 8 today, because I got something to do at 8 o'clock. I got to watch my boy Najib Smith do his thing. So I'm supporting him. So I'm going to be on TikTok from 6:30 to 8. And then I'm going to pop over and get on Facebook Live so we can watch my boy Najib do his thing. And as usual, he going to do his thing. And I'm so grateful for him being in my life. I just wish that me and him was on the same page, because I teach differently and I speak differently, and that's it, because I love him and I'm supporting him and helping him with everything, because I want to see him win, but I want to win too. Yeah, that's what we're doing over here in 25. I want everybody to win. Listen, y'all, I love y'all like I love some cooked food, but I got to go. I've been on here 40 minutes, 10 minutes in the other one, and 30 in this one. Y'all have a blessed day, and I'll see y'all over on TikTok at 6:30 if y'all gonna join me. I love them TikTok streets. Y'all, I be getting it over there. Yes, I love y'all. Y'all have a blessed day.